Well, hello there, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Yes, my voice is a little squeaky and nasally today, and no, there's not really much I can do about it. If I don't forget, I'll put some of the key mods I'm using in today's video up on the screen right now. There's more information in the notes below. So here we are with another Mack R, because it appears to be the old Mack's club these days. And what I've got planned for today is a short cargo trip, but I also wanted to go and explore part of the map that is, I've driven it before but never in the snow, part of the map that takes you down some mining areas and some other beautiful sights that you can see. It's one of those hidden roads that you get to discover as part of the game. But first, let's roll that intro. American Truck Simulator. With added explosions. So if you've followed my channel for a while, or if you've watched a few of my videos, you may understand that a lot of my videos is actually me testing something. And in this case, I'm actually testing two things. First thing I'm testing is this NTC Cummins Big Cam. It's a custom mod, so it's a Zeemods engine, but I've got my own torque curve underneath there. And I'm testing how well the engine performs and critically how well it shifts gear. And the second thing I'm testing is I've had some performance issues with my machine, got a bit of stuttering and a bit of lag with the game, so I've tweaked a bunch of settings, a lot of settings in the last few days. I'm expecting some frame rate drops with this game, but what I'm hoping to not get are the kind of microstutters that really ruin the experience. As far as the drivetrain I'm using today, it's a modified NTC Big Cam. It's a 335 horsepower version, and I'm using the overdriven 10-speed Fuller transmission that comes with Hartman's Mack R. This engine is 335 rated horsepower, is 1080 foot-pounds of torque, and like the other big cams, it really needs to be revved. What I'm already seeing is that the shift point is not quite perfect. So I'd have to look at the dashboard. I think it's going from first to third, but it's not going quickly enough for third gear, and it decides it's not going to go into second, it's going to drop you back down into first. And that's accelerating on a light throttle. That's something I'm very keen to remove from my engine torque curves and my the work that I do, especially for my own engine packs and for Z. I typically would drive this kind of truck with a manual transmission, but not everybody wants to do that. And for those people that want to use automated, I want to make the experience as good as I can. The fix for this, well, got to adjust those shift points. Sometimes adjusting those shift points by just a few revs can make all of the difference. You can't just test it for this gearbox, you've got to test it for a whole spectrum of them. And that can get challenging. You might set it up just right for, say, the Mack 5-speed, 6-speed, or the Fuller 10-speed, and then you decide, you know what, let me just try the Eaton-Fuller 18-speed with the real Eaton-Fuller transmission mod, and you get the same whip soaring between different gears. It tries to skip 1, 2, or 3 gears and it can't do it, drops you down back to the original gear, or it's just a very uncomfortable way to drive. And I wonder if I should have put a nerd warning before going on the length of this, because I'm driving through some beautiful areas of the map. So I left the area where I was parked up and just kept going onto the hidden road. And this is beautiful. Like I say, I've driven this in the summer weather, in the default weather, but never in the winter, certainly not in the snow. Yeah, and I'm experiencing some of that shift pain that I talked about. That there is a fix for that, I will work on that, but I just want to continue doing the drive today. This is just kind of too beautiful just to pass up, really. And speaking of beautiful, the Mack R today is finished in the wonderful danger crashing yellow color. It's one of my favorites. I do mention, I think it's Trilex alloys. I'm using the standard alloys today. I did play around with Trial X, and I think, yeah, after this video, I'm probably going to put them back on. This is a little bit too much yellow. Also got the logging headache rack on the back, a stock exhaust. I didn't really feel like going all shiny exhaust just yet. But, you know, it's one of those things I will. We're using the wide front tyres, so it's called Dynamics Heavy Duty, the cold mud and snow. That's going to help today. And on the back, we're also using, where I can, heavy duty tyres. But I mean, just look at this scenery. Nice little bridge. What if there's a troll under here? I doubt it. Alright. Well, let's just take it slow here. This little shed here on the left. You know, I swear that, I hate to be one of those guys that says, kids today, but I swear kids today think that before Wi-Fi, that's what houses look like. Yeah, I might be kind of in that bracket too. I don't remember life before an internet connection. No, maybe I do. Alright, well, let's keep going. We've got some other scenes and sights to see around here. The snow is certainly coming down. It's no sign of it easing up just yet. I love how some of these textures look, and performance-wise, the game is running just great, so I'm happy with that. Some slowdowns here and there, they might not be picked up on YouTube. Oh, cool little bridge. Missing thing, but that's okay. Plenty of space there. And this looks like another little hut. And what's this? It's like an entrance to a mine. Yeah, I think it is. I think the first time I came down this road was the other way. I looked over my shoulder, but yeah, that looks like an old abandoned mine shaft. As I believe, lots of coal mining in this part of the world, and a bit of a slowdown there. Yeah, that's okay. And there's a lot going on the screen on this particle effects. I don't know much about the history of this part of Montana, but curious to take a look. Maybe do some kind of documentary while driving through an ATS. It might not be the most authentic documentary you'll ever see on YouTube, but I don't always take things that seriously. It doesn't help that my sinuses, my allergies have flared up badly today. Still, I can more or less drive and talk. More or less. Apart from in the third person view, the external view, I usually do not do well driving like this. But if I don't do well here, I'll just fall off the road, and that's absolutely fine. What could possibly go wrong? I'm still a fan of the Cummins Big Cam. I know Z has it on his roadmap to, I think, looks like potentially reintroduce or introduce a different. Oh, hello. Gee, that looks a little narrow, but I think it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Well, I know it's okay. I've done it before, but just for drama. Okay, well, let's mosey on over it. I suspect if I put a wheel wrong, I will fall off this and get stuck. And then it might be a 24 hours to get recovered in this weather. And I don't have a sleeper cab on this Mack R. Okay, safety dump. Give it some beans. Yeah, it may only be a 335 horsepower engine, but it performs pretty well. It sounds great, but the guy that did the torque curve seems to know it's okay, it's me, never mind. Oh, this looks dramatic too. Let's get to the right of that branch. That is the road wanders aimlessly round to the right. Yeah, I think I just want to check what's going on here. This is beautiful. Dang. I should have done this in the snow before. Okay, what have we got here? Is this another building on the left? It looks like it. Now, do we go left here or straight on? I think the map says straight on, but oh, yeah, there's a sign. Road closed. Alright, I guess we go straight on then. No snow on this hut, so I wonder if it's in use. I mean, it might be a wooden garage. much. So sometimes some of the textures of the ground sort of comes through Grimes' work. I think he apologizes for that. There's nothing he can do about it, but it's the greens and the browns that come through, and I think that's pretty authentic. Snow's still coming down. The forecast said it was going to stop snowing at some point, but will that be in daylight today? I'm not sure. Keep going. Build up a little bit of speed here. Okay. That's kind of wobbling around quite a bit. I might need to just slow down a little bit, yeah. That wasn't me flipping back to the cabin, that was the game saying, hey, you're in danger, go back to the cabin view. Tackling this corner like a boss, right? So I recently watched a comparison between World Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator on YouTube. It was by Toast. And he compared the Mack R in both games, and I thought that was interesting. I take that too quickly. Okay. That may be my custom physics mod. I made the roads very slippery when wet. It's perfect for driving in the snow. I mean, if you like crashing at least, but it can catch you out. Anyway, Toast video, yeah, so he compared the Mack R in both games, the model and physics and so on and so forth, the sound, and this isn't a reaction video by any stretch. I did think it was a little unfair to compare a mod truck with an ATS with a stock truck in World Truck Simulator. Things like the performance, I mean, ATS's graphics engine is old enough to buy you a drink in the US. And World Truck Simulator is a lot newer. I do have some performance issues with ATS, despite running this on a reasonably modern machine and a year-old graphics card. But I still kind of love the game. I think it's more than just how it looks; it's how it performs and how it plays. And the modding community adds an enormous amount to ATS, and in a small measure, I'm glad to be able to contribute there as well. That said, got tempted to look at World Truck Simulator. That might be a lot of fun. Hit me up below if you want to see me just try a different game and make some videos about it. Meanwhile, I seem to be fairly bumping along in the Mack R. Slight imprudent use of speed, I suspect. There we go. And at least my allergies are getting no worse after having spoken for about 15 minutes, so that's good. Alright, now we are getting close to back to civilization, so let me see on the map. Looks like over this bridge and I will turn right down here. Yeah, I gotta love Grimes' mod. It's beautiful. Okay, closer to civilization. That it looks like an older Ford pickup. Could be completely wrong. I don't know my pickups particularly well. They all kind of look the same, depending on the generation that they're at. So we'll turn right up here at the stop sign, and then we'll look to get a load to take. Okay, cargo loaded then. It's got it connected, and there we have it. 16,500 pounds of, I believe, backhoe. Something like that. Some kind of clever, funky machinery. So, quick test of the connection. Yeah, we seem to be good. Let's make like a tree, and I really ought to stop saying that. Let's head out. And you know what? I think it's brightening up. It's still snowing, but it's not as heavy as it was before. That's good news. That's the sun coming out. Yeah, it's going to be a good trip, this. It's a pretty short one as well. It's not even 100 miles. Just got to negotiate this railroad crossing first. Rail track, railroad, same difference. Yeah, and that shifting issue is starting to annoy me, so I need to make a note to fix that too. Okay, with my voice really croaking even more, I'm gonna just keep quiet. Let's listen to Zeemods' fine efforts in the current iteration of the Cummins Big Cam engine.
Turn left.
If I can catch this train. Got a suspicion I'll be following it for a while though.
Keep right.
So we've got a bit of reluctance moving off from rest, which reflects the pretty low clutch engagement torque of this engine. But once we're on the move and with a payload behind us, and with suitably big enough throttle openings, well, this 335 horsepower engine's performing great. It's a light cargo and that does make a big difference, but I'm happy with it once we're on the move. Some tweaks to the shift points are definitely needed, but yeah, so far it's a pretty solid effort. Ooh, bar flap. Brake. Sorry about that. I had visions of hitting the barrier and crashing because this is an icy road. And although I like explosions, don't necessarily want to have one right at the start of this trip. call that a fairly successful trip so far then. I call that a fairly successful trip so far. Because I feel like doing some difficult parking. And yeah, let's see what we've got. This destination seems very familiar. They sometimes give you difficult parking, but you can pull straight through the building, which is kind of cheating, but we'll see. Okay, perfect. That looks like it's the pull-through parking. I'm just going to follow the sign that says deliveries to the left. Let's do this the proper way as opposed to the easy way. It does look like I can pull through, but yeah, let's do this the proper way. It's a better test of how the engine performs at really low speeds. Of course, it helps if I drive at really low speeds rather than hunkering around at this kind of speed. Right, that's where we're going. So, external view time, do I have enough space? Possibly not. Alright, well. Yeah, okay, I'm going to struggle with this just a little bit. But I kind of expect that because that's how I park. Alright, I got it. I didn't exactly nail it, but at least I didn't do it in more than 5 attempts. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about that. Alright, well, let's see how well we did. So, 78 miles? Excuse me. 17.4 gallons. So that's about 4.5, which is not exactly a great return. Well, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I had a lot of fun driving through some of the wilderness. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. I don't tend to encourage people to subscribe because you know if you want to and you know if you don't. Click like if you like it below, click dislike, add some feedback. It's all good. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Goodbye.